This month for the calf neck stability, we're doing a Swiss ball side loaded rotation. So it's lateral, loading the lateral side of the neck, and then you're rotating in and out of it. You can use the band for this one, but this one is a little bit more comfortable. So if you do have a ball, works a bit better. You can use like a soccer ball or something like that, or but the Swiss ball works quite well. I'll show you this and then I'll show you the band one. But from here, you're keeping the head nice and tall, resting it on the side of the temple. From there, tongue on the roof of the mouth, the core is tight the whole way through. You can make it harder by lifting the inside leg. It makes it a lot heavier, but I would start with it just nice and light, keeping it tall. And then from there, you just got a static position. And you're just going to slowly rotate, keeping the tongue on the roof of the mouth. 30 seconds one side, and then 30 seconds the other side. And you want to do it nice and slow so you can really feel all those deeper tissues on the side of the neck. With a lot of the overhead work and the kind of working on handstands and stuff like that, your scalenes can get quite tight. And a lot of the ring work or anything single arm loaded, especially because it puts that cross force through the neck. So this is a great exercise to stabilize against that, but the loading can't be too heavy. If you're doing it too hard, you're going to max out on the SCM muscles, the big sternocleidomastoid muscles, and the scalenes are going to go into spasm. You want a deeper, lower level contraction across all those deep fibers through there. It's quite interesting if you really have a look at the anatomy of the neck. If you get one of those apps that you can peel away the layers of muscles, and you can see how intricate it is through there. And you know, it's quite an amazing structure, but we have to respect it and really give it a chance to those smaller, deeper fibers to get strong and really healthy. And sometimes when you've tweaked your neck, you've got to take a step right back to really rebuild it from the inside out, because oftentimes after that you'll maintain an imbalance, and the bigger muscles on the outside get tighter and stronger, and the ones on the inside don't get a chance to catch up. So this is an exercise to try and bring about balance in the neck and more overall postural endurance and stability through there. So for all the lifts, the force can't get in and move those segments in a way that's going to aggravate, inflame, and then cause a spasm of the bigger muscles, which isn't fun when you're doing these kind of robot turns, because your neck goes into spasm. So this is a very good exercise to mobilize as well as stabilize, because you're doing that rotation. Start with the isometrics and then go into the rotational ones once you've done a couple of workouts with that. But very good exercise. If you've done them before, then by all means go into the rotation straight away. But yeah, just be gradual with that loading. Using the band is similar to the ball, so it does kind of compress your skin on your face and your head a little bit, but once you get past that, it's pretty good. So if and for the hair, sometimes it can pull on a little bit. That's why I prefer the ball, and it's much easier, in a class kind of environment. But here the band works just as well. If you're keeping that head tall, you just anchor it at a point with your head height, so you can use any kind of pole or anything that's kind of like that. And then from there you can take that outside leg off to increase the loading. Keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and you just got the isometrics first, and you'll feel it load all the way through those scalenes, deep in the lateral side of the neck, and then down into the thoracic and even deeper through. So you've got all those erector spinae that run on the lateral side. On that side, it's going to use those in the deeper anterior neck muscles as well. And then you can add in a rotation. So rotation with the shoulders square, or you can do it where you rotate the whole body, and then that force is going to change as you go around, because you want it, when you're rotating, you're hitting the side, and then you're going into the front and then into the back. When you rotate from the hips, it's just going to go side, front, side, back. When you rotate from the shoulder, like from the shoulders up, just the head on the shoulders, then you're going to get that rotation through the whole neck, which is quite nice too. So it's good to have that strength and stability in that way, because oftentimes what tweaks the neck is unexpected load in different angles. So you want to condition it laterally, and then in the transverse plane. So you're always thinking of every joint in the body getting the strength front to back, side to side, and isometric or dynamic, and in rotation, either dynamically or isometric rotation where you don't move but there's force going in that rotational loading parameter. So that way the joints get healthier from all directions, and you want that throughout the body, but especially the spine. And that's often why people tweak their neck, their back or whatever, because they're conditioning, you know, front to back, even side to side, but they're not getting that rotation, or they're getting an imbalance there. They're conditioning too much in front. The classic is, you know, people doing bridges and crunches and just loading up the anterior neck, or going in and just doing bench press and doing bicep curls and, you know, stuff that's going to work all the front of the body like that and tighten it, but you've got to get that nice balance through the chain. You remember, every day you're tuning your instrument to get more balanced. So whenever you do any type of core work, any pushing, pulling, you want to get that front back balance so that alignment of the tissues is kept intact by that even length tension relationship of the muscles either side of the joints, and they stay healthier. So get into that. We're going to do the calves with that. So that'll be 30 seconds a side, a minute. Then you go into a minute of calf work, and then you come back for 3 sets for 6 minutes. So the calf work is pretty simple. Just going to do kind of 20 seconds of each of these, but a minute's worth of calf work. So you've got your straight calf raise, that's nice and tall. Got the turn out, got the turn in. So to advance those, you can go a bit faster. You can do them off the edge of a step, so you get a bit more range, or you can do the jump versions. So you do one jump at a time, like that, one at a time like that, one at a time like that, or you keep it to make it harder, make it continuous. But really trying to get that nice alignment and just develop and maintain good health of your suspension system. So oftentimes, you know, people start working, they might be going to the gym, might be doing kind of pulls, pushes, whatever, but they're not maintaining the health and integrity through the whole chain. And then they may have played sports when they were younger, and they were able to run fairly good, or football, soccer, whatever, and then they go and do it at an older age, and they haven't really conditioned their tissues for a long time, and very common injuries to tear the calf or injure the feet, because you haven't maintained good conditioning. When you're a kid, you're running around all the time, loading all the tissues in all different directions, so they're very stable, healthy, reactive, you know, flexible, and adaptable. But then when you kind of put them in put your feet in shoes and then don't use that full capacity of the tissues, then, you know, over time they'll just keep atrophying and keep getting weaker and degenerate. So then when you load it up in your mind, you can see the movement, you can still, you know, facilitate activation of the tissues, but the tissues aren't conditioned, so they're being deconditioned. And then when you load that chain up, and wherever it's weak in that link, which link is weaker in the chain, then that's where it's going to go. And oftentimes, you know, those tissues there are fibrotic, and then, you know, you've got dehydrated, and they just haven't been looked after and haven't been pumped and loaded effectively over time, so they're deconditioned. So maintaining that every week, making sure you get some calf work in and some foot and ankle stuff every week, great way to maintain good health, and, you know, ensure that you can always go and play sports, you know, maybe not on a very high level, but you can do it without injuring yourself, and you can enjoy life more. Get into it.